Well, boys, we've done it. We've gone through the entire Halo Reach campaign in Legendary, all beating the par time, most beating the par score except for Nightfall. All we have to do now is beat the Pillar of Autumn and submit our times on HaloRuns.com to be Pedrogas. Or whatever he wants to call himself. Either way, we're keeping our foot on him. Now, Pillar of Autumn has a few tricks that we will need to do. They're not very difficult, and in fact, most of the time, more often than not, you will have a checkpoint right before having to do them. So let's get into this, shall we?
Still with us, Commander?
We're going to come right along here, cancel our sprint, and hit a nice slide. This guy will roar. We backsmack and take his concussion rifle and get out of dodge. These grunts are kind of bullying me. They're shooting me. We need to run. We're going to come in here. We're going to take a DMR, make sure nothing can shoot us, and get on our mongoose and get out. Now, like I was saying, there are a few tricks that we will have to do. That's where the concussion rifle comes in. I'm not saying you have to use these tricks, I'm just saying it will make your life almost infinitely easier to do. Now, my least favorite of these tricks is actually driving this mongoose, because I hate driving with keyboard and mouse. All you have to do is follow the road for the most part, and you should be good, minus some shields. Instead of following through the scarab again, we're just going to cut straight through here. We're going to land here, probably lose all our speed, and continue rolling. And that is the first major part of the Pillar of Autumn. Now a phantom shows up, so we want to slow it down so it can go past us, because we cannot cross this phantom otherwise. I'm going to slow down a little bit more just so it's out of earshot. Now, let's see if we get a good checkpoint here.
Noble. Enemy forces blocking the road ahead.
Hey, checkpoint. So what we're going to do is sprint, cancel sprint, jump and crouch, and land right here. We're going to jump up here. Can go on the roof. I prefer staying here just because we're going to get shot a lot, and we're going to keep running. We're skipping that entire section down there, not having to worry about a care in the world. The grunts might see us. We're going to shoot a few times just so they can aggro on us, and just like on Exodus, they're going to explode because they cannot get to us. We're going to swap out our DMR because I realized we need the needle rifle for the final section of the mission. Now this is where Carter kind of oofs himself because he didn't realize we're OP. Now, instead of following a meal, we're going to come up here, get to the highest point you possibly can, look straight down, jump and conk at the same time. But unlike that, we're going to get up on this. Now we're going to jump on this little edge because it's just wide enough that we can actually jump again up here. Now doing this is skipping the entire buggers area that Emil calls it. And even if you fail like you saw me do the first time, you do have a checkpoint because of the cutscene. Now you have no buggers, you have no skirmishers with needle rifles, and you're in the clear. And if you did get hurt somehow, there is a health pack. I would avoid picking up the bubble shield or the armor lock, because it is not fast to pick those up because you don't have sprint now. Now there's two routes to do. You could sprint jump up here and just cancel sprint as you make it to the top, unlike that time, or you can just conk up once and you're up. Either way, both times you can just run closer to the right so you don't get shot, and you can keep running. Now once you're up here, you want to cancel your sprint right about as you're crossing that line. And sprint, jump, and then jump again. This is the multiplayer map Boneyard or Ghost Yard or whatever the acronym is, or the synonym is. And just right here, you want to throw the grenade to kill the grunts or scare them off, and then keep sprinting all the way down. And the door closes behind you, so you are completely safe. And just like before, we got some checkpoints. We're gonna come here, jump, 2 shots up to the top, and this is called Hunter Skip, because we are skipping the trigger for the hunters. We got a checkpoint here, so even if we die, we're still safe. And you want to go as fast and as soon as possible to avoid the guns. Now this guy doesn't really do damage. Not really sure why, but he's a funny guy. I like him. He may act like he wants to kill us. Now jumping through that window, just crouch jump, and you want to come back here and hit this trigger to make all the enemies spawn. You want to make sure that the 3 needle rifle jackals are dead on top, because you need the needle rifle ammo. Now this guy thinks he's sneaky, but luckily we have our, damn, I don't remember the fucking name of the glasses, the gunners, whatever TSM used to use back in season 3. Now this is where things get a little difficult. So that door opens, and a Ultra Elite that has no backsmack hitbox and 3 grunts will come through. So what we do here is noob combo and swap out back to our concussion rifle, pick up all the ammo, make sure if there is any hidden ammo that you do pick it up, because it is important to have as much as possible. And also having plasma grenades is also very helpful towards the later part.
Keys to novelty. We're running out of time here, Spartans.
So all you gotta do is 1 grenade, and we run. Next we're just going to do the typical Mac Cannon skip that most people have heard about and haven't seen. That checkpoint is very good. We're going to be standing on the wall looking straight down, jump 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're up. We're going to come up here to this little dot, 1 more, and we're going to make sure we kill this phantom. Even if it was outside of our thing and it was kind of bullshit. Now because we have the needle rifle, people get a little scared while we shoot near them. And Brute's armor lock. But if we do it correctly, then we get our phantoms to spawn. Now a little trick that we're going to try and do is we're going to kill the... Why is it shooting at us? Of course the armor locks. Why aren't you going to restart checkpoint? Try and do that again so he doesn't armor lock. Why did he armor lock again? Why does he still have shields? That's not... I have a very limited amount of ammo, sir. You're being very rude and inconsiderate here. Ah! Now that should be a new quota. So we need to kill these two. But because the quota is 2 and the chieftain counts as 3, you haven't reached the quota yet. That's not good. Now, you actually can assassinate chieftains, they just cannot know where you are beforehand. So, like right now, that's not very good. Like, he's not supposed to know that I'm there. But all we need is a plasma pistol. Our tried and true. And there's keys. Now, before we actually go talk to Keys, we need a health pack. We are very low on health, and we're probably gonna die if we didn't. Let's get a DMR instead.
I've got your back.
And right now we're on our last sprint of the campaign and the mission. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill these grunts if they let us, and we're gonna do the concussion jumps again because we have a checkpoint. Checkpoints are very good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of rushing it, we're gonna let our shields come back. We're gonna run over here. We're gonna hit this trigger. We're gonna come back up here. That's gonna teleport to let us know the mission's almost over. Now, while we're over here, we're gonna kill... It's kinda rude. Wait for the engineer shields to drop. And while you're back here, they actually never shoot at you, but I guess they do throw grenades. You only really need to kill is this guy.
Mass driver won't crack those shields. Steady, Spartan.
And for the scariest part of the entire thing, we need to actually time this. And that's why we killed this guy, so we can do this for free.
Fire
And that is the end of the mission. In 1404, with 48,000 points, we have done it, lads. We have beaten Halo Reach on Legendary in under all par times with all except Nightfall par score. We have successfully kept our foot on the Pedrogas, and it has been memorable. Is there time to still save? Of course. Is it worth trying to improve? Of course. Is it fun and worth the playthrough? Debatable. But anyway, this is the end of the casual guides for Reach. Now, when it comes to Reach, we do not time the Lone Wolf. How we time it is from WC to POA, no stopping, saving, quitting at all. And to all my friends, good night.